Hey guys, Zach here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Godzilla 2019 King Ghidorah Gashapon. Now, this version of King Ghidorah comes from the most recent film in the Godzilla franchise, Godzilla King of the Monsters, which I've talked about a good number of times on this channel before, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you want to know my thoughts, I thought it was good. The human stuff, not great, but it was at least tolerable, but the stuff with the monsters really shined in this movie, so yeah. Anyway, with all that out of the way, before I take a look at the figure itself, let's take a quick look at the pamphlet that comes with this set. And you've seen it before, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail here. So, yeah. So there you go. So before I take a look at King Ghidorah himself, let's take a quick look at his base. And you've seen this before. This part is basically like Godzilla's skin. So there's, we've seen that before 3 times. And right here, the base is actually very nice. It's basically the same as the 54 base, which I actually like a lot more than the sandy base we've gotten with the Shin Godzilla and the 2019 Godzilla. But that's just me. But everything here looks the same. The painting's good, the sculpting's good, everything's good. My only issue is that on mine, this base is warped. So, yeah, I mean, that's something I'm not really a big fan of, but, yeah. I'm sure a hair blow dryer could fix that up real nicely. So, yeah. Anyway, we do get 2 little electricity pieces as well, right here. Kind of like an electric explosion, which looks very nice. The painting on these look very nice. In fact, there's no painting, but these are just like transparent pieces of yellow plastic, which looks very nice. No articulation, but the sculpting and detailing here looks very nice. And I actually like a lot of these effect pieces that come with these Gashapon figures, and I actually might use them in future videos. So, yeah. Not videos anytime soon, but definitely at one point in the future, I will definitely use these. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the base. Now for King Ghidorah himself, and truth be told, he's actually my least favorite figure in this set. He's not awful, but there are definitely a lot of things that I don't like. And just to get out of the way, I think the worst part about this figure is that it can't really stand, which is honestly very upsetting. And the reason why is because this figure is very front heavy. Not just because of the wings. The wings are very big and heavy, but also the necks kind of, bring the figure down as well. So, yeah. Not really a big fan of how that looks. It would have been nice if there was like a stand or something, but, without the stand, this is just kind of poor design. And the thing that's weird to me is that on the pamphlet here, the wings are sticking straight up in the air, which looks a lot better and, is a lot better in terms of standing. Of course here, well, there goes that wing. Of course here, they're just kind of bent, so of course it can't really stand. So, yeah. But anyway, we'll talk more about the sculpt later on. But first, we'll take a look at the painting on this figure. And the painting on this figure is very nice. And when I say very nice, I mean it's very boring. So let's take a closer look. Most of the body is a yellowish color, which is accurate to the movie at least. Yeah, just yellow. We do have some shading on this head, but none on the other 2 heads. And, well, we do get some shading, but it's very small compared to this head, so, yeah. And that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. From far away, it looks nice, but when you get closer, it looks bland. There's no weathering on this, there's not a finish, there's nothing. It's just slapped on there. So, yeah. From afar, it still looks nice, so I'd say the painting on this figure gets a pass and a half. It's not horrible, but it's not great either, so yeah. Anyway, now we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure is the same as the rest of these Gashapon figures. No articulation, but this figure does come apart, so yeah. And this figure comes in 8 pieces, and if you want to know how to assemble it, it's a little bit more complex than the other figures, but not by much. So you make sure you take the middle head. You can tell it's the middle head because the middle head has a hole in it right here. And you just want to plug that in like so. And then the other heads have this little peg. If my camera can focus. So you can kind of plug that in like so. Nope. I think it goes here. No? Here then. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah. And here's the other head. And that plugs in like so as well. And then you take the tails. Unfortunately, this figure can't really stand without the tails. In fact, it could actually stand better with the tails, just without the heads. But, yeah, you take the tails, and you plug them in like so. And, yeah. That's pretty much all there is to it. Though do be careful, because the tails do have to be in specific spots. So I feel like I might have plugged it in the wrong spot there, so there we go. So, yeah. And the wings are very simple. You just find this peg right here and this hole, and then you plug it in like so. There we go. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the articulation. A bit more complex than the other figures in this set, so that is nice, but it's still very easy to figure out, so yeah. The articulation on this figure is still nice, you know. Again, no moving parts, but I do kind of count, you know, this figure, you know, falling apart is kind of articulation, kind of, so yeah. I'd say that the articulation gets a pass. Now I'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure is actually very nice. Again, I think, you know, not including a stand is kind of poor, you know, a poor design, especially when your figure is as front heavy as this, but yeah, no, the sculpting still looks very nice. All of the problems I have with the Jakks-specific sculpts are actually gone on this, so if we take a closer look at the wings here, on the Jakks-specific figures right here, there's like a little thumb that just kind of stuck out. That was on a lot of the figures. In fact, there are only 2 figures in the Jakks-specific line of King Ghidorah, but the only 2 that had that was, you know, had the thumb here. And even the Bandai Movie Monster Series figure had the thumb here as well. This figure doesn't have that, which I like a lot, so that's always a good thing. That, and taking a look at the heads, they look very accurate as well. The Jakks-specific heads don't look too far off from the movie, but there are definitely some key differences, you know, from the movie, so yeah. The Jakks heads don't look completely accurate to the movie, but the heads here look very accurate as well. So, yeah. And, yeah, other than that, the sculpting here is still very nice and very accurate to Godzilla King of the Monsters. So the sculpting here gets a pass. Now I'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing here, a little bland, but the detailing that is here is still nice. So, yeah. The heads, if my camera can focus, are detailed very nicely. Very small, so there's not going to be a lot, but, you know, there's still the mouth there and everything, which does look nice. And we do have some very small creasing going down the neck. The front of the body, we actually have some very nice detailing, and some creases in the wings as well, which do look nice. And the legs don't look half bad either. Some nice musculature right here. And even the feet look good as well. On the back of the figure, we have some very small spikes and whatnot, which does look nice. Everything here looks very nicely defined, very detailed. I like that a lot. And even the tail here looks good as well. The back of the wings look very nicely defined. Not a lot of creasing going on, but, you know, we do get to see the skeleton of the wings, which does look nice. And that about does it for the detailing on this figure. And the detailing on this figure isn't great, but considering the size, it's, you know, not horrible. You know, then saying that, but then I remembered, you know, we got figures like this, and the detailing here is way better than this. But regardless, you know, there are some smaller parts here as well, and I just knocked something over, so that's great. So, yeah. And that's pretty much it for this figure. At the end of the day, should you get this? Honestly, this is not really a great figure. Again, this figure can't... There we go. This is definitely my least favorite figure in this set, but it's not an awful figure by any means, you know. It's an accurate King Ghidorah from how he looks in Godzilla King of the Monsters, so I like that. The Jakks-specific figures look good, but, you know, they're not really as accurate as this. Of course, NECA hasn't made one, but the Bandai Movie Monster Series King Ghidorah isn't really accurate either. And the SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah looks incredible. You know, people are actually getting their hands on it now, at least as of me recording this. And that figure looks really nice. Again, that price tag is just way too expensive for me, so I'm probably not going to be picking that figure up anytime soon, but, you know, I have the two Jakks Pacific's King Ghidorah, and I have this King Ghidorah, so I think that's fine enough, so, yeah. And this set as a whole, I think, is very nice. Actually, I'm going to get everyone in, because everyone's actually nearby, so just to kind of get everyone in frame, I'm going to just gently move you back like so. So, yeah. So, really quick, I'm just going to get everyone in frame here. Whoops, I dropped something else. Kind of a mess today. Sorry about that, but no, I'm actually kind of a mess. So, yeah. And yeah, here is the complete set of Gashapon figures. Hold on one second. Yeah, the whole set of Gashapon figures. And this is not a bad set at all. I think these two are easily the best. This one is slightly better than this one, but these two are still very nice. This one is where things kind of get a little not so great, you know. Not a bad figure at all, but still not great. Of course, King Ghidorah isn't awful either, but yeah, he's not as good as I'd want him to be. So, yeah. But as a whole, I'd say that this set is not bad. If you want the set, I paid about $44 for this on Amazon, which, honestly, that might be a little bit pricey, but, yeah, a bit too much, but these are still nice figures, so if you can find these for a cheaper price, then I'd say definitely go for them, so, yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how big these figures are, here's the whole set with Dr. Billy Grant in the back right here, so, yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zek out.